Welcome to the locker room. I'm Nancy, and I am so thankful you're here today. Please remember to hit that thumbs up while you're in here, and please send out a comment or share the video. It helps get the video out to more and more people, and it helps the algorithms. However you say that word, it helps those rhythms. So anyway, today we're going to go back in time a bit to 1998, I do believe it was. We're going to go to Westside Elementary School, middle school, actually. When this happened, it was elementary, but now it's middle school. So anyway, I guess it was always middle. I don't know. From what I was told at the time it happened, I was told that fifth graders did it. But if it was an 11 and a 13-year-old, they couldn't have been fifth graders. They had to be sixth or seventh graders. So I don't know. But anyway, I was only 2 blocks away from it when it happened. You've heard me mention it before here. All right. We've already done the fair use thing and trigger warning thing, and those were all in my intro. And so please hit that thumbs up, leave a comment, and let's get started.
911, where's your emergency?
Westside Middle School.
That's it.
We have a teacher down and several students down. I don't know the details.
Okay.
I'll stay on.
All right, so we've got them started. Thank you.
Okay.
This is from Channel 8 News out of Jonesboro. Okay, just letting you know it's K8 News out of Jonesboro.
911, where's your emergency?
There's been a shot at Westside High School, Middle School.
Been what?
There's been a shot at Westside Middle School.
Okay. All right.
We need an ambulance as soon as possible.
Okay, hold on just a second, ma'am. Do you know who done the shooting?
No, we do not.
Okay.
They came from everywhere.
They came from everywhere?
Yes, we went out for a fire drill.
Okay, was it another student, or do you know?
I don't know.
Okay.
We sent an ambulance as soon as
Yes,
possible.
ma'am, we've got an ambulance in route. Do you know if there's only one shot?
No, this is several.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, we've got
There's
it.
been blood loss. There's lots of blood loss.
Okay, we will get someone out there.
Thank you very much.
Jones 911, where's your emergency?
This is Westside Middle School. We
Yes,
have
ma'am.
several children.
Okay, this is the fifth of 8 or 9 calls that were recorded from the 911 dispatch that day.
Now we need more than one ambulance.
Ma'am, we've got all the
We need
ambulance.
police too.
We've got all the
Got
ambulance.
shots fired.
Okay, they're still being fired. Where are they coming from?
I know, but it looks like they're coming from the woods. We need someone here pronto.
Okay, thank you. 911, where's your
This is
emergency?
Susan Welch from Westside Middle School. We have had shots fired. We have someone down. We need an ambulance here.
Okay, we got them coming.
911, where's your emergency?
Do you know if you have help on the way
Yes,
to
ma'am, we
Westside
sure do.
Middle School?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, thank you.
911, where's your emergency?
Yes, we have an emergency at Westside Middle School.
Ma'am, we've got everybody en route.
That's a child. A child. I'm going to back this up and listen to this voice. This is a child calling in.
Ma'am, we've got everybody en route. Everybody's en route. Okay. Ma'am, we've got everybody en route. Everybody's en route.
We have an emergency at Westside Middle School.
Ma'am, we've got everybody en route. Everybody's en route. Okay, just be somewhere where it's safe. Stay inside.
Okay.
Stay inside, okay? They're there, hon.
Okay, that was 8 calls. That last one was a child. That is just so disturbing to me that it was a child. I was 2 blocks away from there when it happened. I was right down the street working at Texaco when it happened. And please, believe me, our store was full. They were using all of our phone lines, our office, our payphones, all of our phones, inside payphones, outside payphones, everything. Because at that time, we still had payphones. And they were calling it in, and there was so many news broadcasters in our little Texaco at that time. All right, let's go to the next one and actually start the story.
March 24th, 19...
Okay, this is from American History 101. I don't know whose channel it is, but I can't hit a thumbs up because I'm not at, I don't know, I might be, yeah, okay, I'm logged in. Okay, so let's give them a thumbs up for saying, putting this little video out.
1998, the small town of Jonesboro, Arkansas, was shaken by a devastating school shooting that left 5 people dead and 10 others injured. This tragic event, which occurred at Westside Middle School, was one of the deadliest school shootings in the United States at the time.
Now, this was before Columbine. If anybody knows anything about Columbine, Jonesboro happened before Columbine. I mean, almost a year before.
Attack was carried out by 2 middle school students, 11-year-old Andrew Golden and 13-year-old Mitchell Johnson, who had planned the shooting for several months. The 2 boys, who had been suspended from school, ambushed their classmates and teachers from a nearby wooded area, opening fire with a collection of stolen firearms. The Jonesboro shooting...
Okay, let me give you a little bit of backstory, what I learned when I was there, okay? The boys were cousins or something like that. And this is according to the news back then. I didn't find the article, so I'm just going to tell you what I know. The boys were like cousins or something, and they borrowed their grandpa's firearms. Their grandpa had taken them hunting several times, so they knew the necessities and the safeties and all this of firearms. So these boys, but they were still young enough to believe. Now, this is what what we were told on the news and what went around Jonesboro. What we were told was that they believed, because on the cartoons, when somebody like on Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd shoots his gun and you see Daffy Duck's face spin around and Daffy Duck just puts his face back and he's okay. They said that they didn't realize that when somebody is shot, that they didn't come back to life in just a minute. They said that they were taught to operate them, but not taught safety. Exactly. Amanda Panda says, she says they were not taught to operate. They were taught to operate, not new safety. So she clarified what I was saying. Okay. So they were taught to operate the weapons, but they weren't taught the safety. Okay. So that's the way that thing. Okay. So anyway, but they thought that because on cartoons, the people that die on the cartoons, they always come back. So they thought that the people that they shot. And also we were told, now we're going to hear later, I'll get into that when we get there. I'll show you.
Sent shockwaves through the community and the nation, sparking a renewed debate about gun violence, mental health, and the safety of schools. In the aftermath, the town grappled with the immense grief and trauma, while the country as a whole struggled.
Yeah, I worded that weirdly. They were taught how to work with firearms, not the safeties. Exactly. I figured that's what you were trying to say.
Struggled to understand how such a horrific act could have occurred. The legacy of the Jonesboro school shooting continues to be felt today, as it stands as a sobering reminder of the devastating impact of gun violence on young lives and the importance of addressing the underlying issues that can lead to such tragedies. The victims and their families will forever be remembered, and their stories serve as a call to action for meaningful change to prevent similar incidents from occurring in the future.
Okay, now what we must remember is it was not the firearms that unalived any of the victims. It was the people, the two young boys holding the firearms. So they found a way to get into Grandpa's cabinet where he kept them. Of course, back then I remember my dad at one time before my mom and dad became foster parents. My dad used to just have them hanging on racks in his bedroom. So, I mean, there would be 4 or 5 of them, 2 or 3 gun racks in mom and dad's bedroom, and they were just hanging there until it was time to go hunting. We knew to stay away from them. Of course, we knew you don't go in mom and dad's bedroom unless you have a reason or you're told. So, because that was their sanctuary. That was, when we were raised, our bedroom was our sanctuary. You didn't go in each other's bedrooms unless you were invited. So that's the way it was. So, but, okay, so It wasn't the weapons that caused the problem. It was the people holding them. She says, not in school where school bang bangs are happening. Right. So, okay, now we'll go to the next one. This one's going to be a trigger warning because of the graphic nature of the video. This right here, what you're seeing right here, is the worst. This one scene is the worst of it.
Let's go. All right, which truck are we
As the
going?
reality of the Westside Middle School massacre is starting to set in, there is now a pretty clear picture of what happened on March 24th. State Police investigator Mike Davidson explains.
As you know, at approximately 12:30 p.m. on March 24th, the fire alarm in the west wing of the Westside Middle School, located just inside the door of the west wing, was activated.
According to eyewitness reports, it was Drew Golden who pulled the alarm. He then
Okay. Apparently not all the comments are showing up that are being posted on the, I'm looking online and they're not even showing up on my online. So maybe StreamYard's eating them or something.
took off running toward the woods behind the school about 90 feet away. There was construction going on behind the building, so the 11-year-old ran along the fence line and then joined Mitchell Johnson, who was already in the woods. As the children filed out of the building, the two boys took aim.
Fire alarm went off at our school, and we all come outside, and all of a sudden there was shooting.
We was going outside to the back of the building, and then all of a sudden we started hearing this big old loud sounds.
This is Westside Middle School. We have several children down. We need more than one ambulance.
And we've got all the
We need police too.
We've got all
We
the
still got shots fired.
Okay, they're still being fired. Where are they coming
I
from?
don't know, but it looks like they're coming from the woods. We need someone here pronto.
The sounds came from high-powered rifles with devastating accuracy. From their position in the woods, the boys turned the campus into a killing field. Before it was all over, the two boys killed 4 girls and a teacher, wounding 10 others.
Yeah, it just was so fast, just shooting and kids falling everywhere. It was awful.
Okay. The comment that didn't show up online was from Amanda Panda. She said, the thing is, that's the problem. Why are we teaching them how to use them? I understand in that area, lots of hunting takes place. But again, they don't need to learn that until they are older, in my opinion. Once they need to learn how to provide for their family, that's when you learn how to use a weapon. Not in school, where school bang bangs are happening. There's a lot more to that. And then she said, not all the comments are showing up. So, yeah.
In the chaos, rescue workers tried to treat the injured as best they could.
We had children laying in various areas around the school. There were numerous emergency medical services on site. All 3 Jonesboro services were there. All 3 were working cooperatively.
Evidence of what happened here has been wiped away, and the children will be coming back to school next week, but the memories will still remain. In Jonesboro, Steve Spencer, K News.
The saddest part about that was this teacher's husband was a news anchor or a weatherman or something like that on one of the channels local there. And within 6 months of this happening, he was already remarried. And that hit Jonesboro like a ton of bricks. I'm telling you, this man, I don't know if he felt like he had the wherewithal to show his face anymore. I never saw what he looked like. I didn't know what he looked like. I wouldn't know him if he walked up to me on the street. But it was just the things that were being said about him. All right. So then we're going to go to THV 11. And this is also a Jonesboro channel station. And this is 21 years after.
Arkansas students will return from spring break tomorrow. On this day 21 years ago, they had just done the same when tragedy struck outside Jonesboro. THV 11's Michael Aaron takes a look back at the Westside Middle School shooting and shows us how it's changed the lives of those on campus.
Well, David, on March 24th, 1998, 5 people died at the school outside Jonesboro. 10 others were injured when 2 students opened fire on a crowd there. It's a day that still resonates with those who were on campus.
It was just a great country school.
Steve Williams worked as a coach at Westside Middle School outside Jonesboro and was there on March 24th, 1998.
Typically a day like any other.
But that day would become anything but typical. Student Andrew Golden pulled the fire alarm, then he and Mitchell Johnson opened fire on a crowd of students and staff as they evacuated.
I thought it was firecrackers. I kind of walked out to where the kids were to see who were shooting the firecrackers when I realized that it wasn't firecrackers, it was gunshots, and realization set in, and it was just scary, sad, and we all didn't know what to do.
Teacher Shannon Wright was killed that day, along with 4 students. Paige Herring, Stephanie Johnson, Brittany Varner, and Natalie Brooks.
Okay, that Natalie Brooks, I had used to work for a company in Walnut Ridge, Hoxie, Arkansas, called Case IH, which is Case International Harvester. And one of the parts guys that worked there, his name was Donnie Brooks, and that was his niece. Both of his sons went to that school, and that was his niece that went to that school. And he always told me I was lying. Always. Anytime I tell him something, he said, "You're lying, you're lying, you're lying." Well, after I was no longer working there and I went to work at Texaco over in Jonesboro, the day that this happened, I called Case IH and I talked to Donnie and I said, "Donnie, I know you're always telling me I'm lying." I said, "But I'm not lying." I said, "Turn the TV on," because they had a TV there in the parts department because they put it in there during the O.J. Simpson trial. So I said, "Turn the TV on." I said, "There's been a happening at your boy's school." He said, "You're lying." I said, "Donnie, don't." I said, "Turn on the TV." So I've never spoke to him again since then. But he knew that day I wasn't lying. I didn't know that his niece was working there or was going to school there. I just knew about his 2 sons. So that just kind of makes it hit closer to home.
Williams is seen here on video moments after the shooting.
The main thing was trying to get to the kids that had been shot and also trying to protect the ones that hadn't. And then the realization of what even happened didn't set in at the time.
Williams resigned that summer and spent several years working on a farm.
It just kind of set me back a little bit and kind of just want to reevaluate things, what to do.
He later returned to coaching, but would not forget what happened at Westside Middle School that day.
It changed my life. You know, I look at things a lot different now.
And he says school districts tend to view things differently too.
It was a thing that probably set the tone for schools to start having active shooter drills or to come to realization that this could happen anywhere.
Even.
I don't know. Amanda Panda, did they have drills like that when you were in junior high and high school? This was long after I was out of school, so I really don't know. And I don't know. I haven't heard my son say anything about it. So we'll go to the next screen. Okay, not that kind of active drills, no. They did have emergency drills, though, I remember. Don't know. I remember at one time I had given CJ a door stopper, like the rubber door stopper that keeps your door from falling shut. When CJ used to be in school in Missouri, I gave him a door stopper to put in his backpack and carry with him all the time. Because if this was happening and they were in school, he could put that under the door on the inside. And then if there was a person with a weapon like that in the school, they wouldn't be able to get into his classroom. And it was a thing that was going around Facebook at the time. It wasn't my idea. It's not my idea, but it's a good idea for anybody with school-age children. Give them a rubber door stopper to carry in their backpack. And if there's ever a situation like that in their school, they can put that door stopper under the inside the classroom. Then nobody can open that door from the outside. And that'll help keep the children safe in that room. And so it was an internet thing. And I put one in CJ's backpack for a long time. But anyway, now let's go to this next one. Now this is after, I believe, I don't know if this is after the boys got out of juvie, or if they were still, if this was still during their trial period.
May the record reflect that this is the deposition of Mitchell Johnson, and may the record further reflect that it's the same cause of action previously referred to in the deposition of Andrew Golden, the same record relative to objections and stipulations to be carried forward to this deposition, so we don't have to repeat them. Is that agreeable?
I agree.
Agreed. Will the court reporter please swear the witness?
Johnson, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
State your name for the record, please.
Mitchell Scott Johnson, sir.
Mr. Johnson, I'm going to ask you to speak up a little bit because I have trouble hearing. How old are you?
I am 15 years of age, sir.
And
now I don't know who he's looking at. From the best I can tell, I think the judge is sitting right here to his right. But it may be one of his parents or his attorney. I don't know who is over there that he's looking at.
I'm going to ask you several questions in this deposition. I want to make sure you understand my questions and you respond to them. If you don't understand the question, you let me know and I'll rephrase it. Is that agreeable?
Yes, sir.
You were present during the deposition of Andrew Golden?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I want to ask you a few questions about what you know and understand about today. Do you know who you are?
Yes, sir.
What is your full name?
Mitchell Scott Johnson, sir.
What is your date of birth?
8/11/84, sir.
How old are you?
15 years of age.
And who are your parents?
Now, I'm not going to go through this whole 2 hour and 53-minute deposition, but I'll skip through some of it. Now, he's only 15 here, so he would still be in juvenile. So this must have been still during their trials and stuff. They must have been being resentenced or something. I don't know what was going on.
Parents.
Scott Johnson and Miss Gretchen Wood.
And did you have a stepfather back in March of 1998?
Yes, sir, I did.
What was his name?
Terry Woodard, sir.
Is Terry Woodard and your mom still married?
Yes, sir.
Has your father remarried?
Fixing to be, sir.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yes, sir.
Who are your brothers and sisters?
I have Jessie Woodard. She's my sister.
Go ahead.
Could you repeat the question, please? sir?
Yes. What was said in that second conversation, which occurred on Monday before the shooting on Tuesday?
I had told a friend that I did not want her coming to school in case something bad could happen.
Did she ask any details about what are you talking about?
Objective form of the question, instruct the witness not to answer based on the Fifth Amendment.
Was there anything else said between you and the girl?
Okay, he said, I don't know if you could hear it. He said that they were instructing the witness not to answer the question based on the Fifth Amendment. So apparently his attorney is kind of protecting him throughout this by his attorney's using the Fifth Amendment.
Girl that day.
Could you please repeat the question? I'm sorry.
Yes. What else was said between you and this girl on Monday before the shooting on Tuesday?
Nothing. Nothing concerning that.
Well, that's not... Answer Mr. McDaniel's question. I've allowed you to answer the question, so answer his question.
Go ahead.
It was nothing after that, sir.
That was it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you know Amber Vanover?
Not that I'm aware of, sir.
Okay. Did you tell Amber Vanover's brother about this shooting incident? Does that name ring a bell?
No, sir, it does not.
Okay. Did you and Andrew Golden discuss the shooting incident the morning before it occurred?
Mike?
Just a moment.
May be called.
I just had my clothes and some shoes. It was
Mr.
in.
McDaniel, we would not agree that camping gear equates with survival gear, sir.
Okay. All right. Was there at the time of the shooting some camping gear or camping equipment in the back of the van? Or in the van?
Yes, sir.
Where did you get that camping gear?
It was not mine.
Well, how did it get into the van?
Repeat the question, sir.
Yes. How did the camping gear get into the van?
It was placed in the van, sir.
By whom?
Andrew.
And do you know where Andrew got it?
I do believe that was his, sir.
I'm sorry?
That was his, sir. I do believe.
When was it loaded into the van? The morning of the shooting or at some other time?
The morning.
Where was it loaded onto the van? At his house or some other place?
At his house.
Was anyone home at his house when when the camping gear was loaded into the van?
No, sir.
Were any guns obtained from Andrew Golden's house?
Object to the form of the question, instruct the witness not to answer based on the Fifth Amendment.
Did you and Andrew Golden have anyone else in the van with you from the time you picked him up until the time you were apprehended by the police on the morning of March 24, 1998?
No, sir.
When you picked Andrew Golden up in the van that morning, had you and he agreed that you were going to have this shooting incident at the school?
Object to the form of the question. Instruct the witness not to answer based on the Fifth Amendment.
When you and Andrew were together in the van before you went to the school area, did you discuss what you were going to do that day?
Object to the form of the question. Instruct the witness not to answer based on the Fifth Amendment.
Okay. Did Andrew object to riding with you in the van from his house to the area of Westside School?
No, sir.
Did you go anywhere other than directly from his house to Westside School that morning?
Yes, sir.
Did you go to Doug Golden's house?
Not with the van, no.
All right. How did you get to Doug Golden's house?
Walk, sir.
From where?
From the location I parked the van.
And where did you park the van to get to Doug Golden's house?
I don't know the street name, sir.
Okay. How far did you walk from where you parked the van to Doug Golden's house?
I could honestly answer that. I don't know.
A block, a football field?
More than a football field.
Sorry?
More than a football field.
Okay. When you got to Doug Golden's house, did you know why you were going there?
Yes and no.
Well, tell me what the yes part was and tell me what the no part was.
Object to the form of the question. Instruct the witness not to answer further. He can say yes or no whether he knew why he was going there, but he cannot answer further.
Did you, when you went to Doug Golden's house, intend to obtain firearms from the house?
Object to the form of the question. Instruct the witness not to answer based on the Fifth Amendment.
Had you and Andrew discussed getting firearms from Douglas Golden's home?
Object to the form of the question. Instruct the witness not to answer based on the Fifth Amendment.
Did you and Andrew enter Douglas Golden's home that morning?
Mr. McDaniel, how do you mean enter?
Enter by being from outside the home to getting inside the home by any means.
By any means?
Yes.
Object to the form of the question.
Okay. Apparently, the attorney's not going to let him say a whole lot. Scoot down a little bit further.
I can't. Tell me.
Is that your signature?
Yes, sir. That's my signature.
And is the document in your handwriting?
Yes, sir. I do believe so.
All right. Would you read that document, Exhibit 1, into the record, please?
Mr. McDaniel, let me read it first, would you please?
Certainly.
Thank you.
It might be faster, Mike, if you had him read it too. It's kind of hard to read.
I hate to take a lot of time here.
I'll
Is there a better copy, do you think?
That's the best copy I have. Off the record for a moment.
We're adjourning deposition. The time is 2:34 p.m.
Document, but I'm assuming, however Mr. McDaniel came back, if he's acknowledged it is his for the purposes of the deposition, it's certainly fair game.
To this point, I'll limit my objection to the document itself.
That's right.
The admissibility or use of the document.
Now back on the video
See if
record.
you can read this.
We are back on the record. The time is 2:44 p.m.
Mr. Johnson, I've handed you a photocopy of a document dated January 31, 1997, in the upper right-hand corner bearing your signature and which you've acknowledged is in your handwriting. Would you read that document or the parts of it that you can for us, please?
May I speak to my attorney for 1 second?
Sure.
Journal. I am in ISS because this morning I walked in with my hat on and I was, I can't read this, sir.
Let's set forth what ISS is.
In-school suspension, sir.
Okay. walked in with my hat on and I was,
I can't read that, sir.
go read what you can.
I was oh, okay. I was to take it off, and the teacher tried to take my $35 hat, and I said no and tucked it under my arm, and it took 2 teachers to take it away from me. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I could have just given up my hat and was right and what right? Okay, and went, right along with the day. I got mad and lost my temper, and I just ruined a good Friday. I woke up with a bad hangover this morning. That is my problem. The hangover is from too much pop, and I put in parentheses soda, last night. I had a bad morning this morning, so I came to school.
I've never heard of having a hangover from soda. It's what you put in the soda that gives you a hangover.
With an attitude.
I hate 2 teachers in this school.
Okay.
Is that right?
I do believe that's what it says. I hate 2 teachers in the school. I cannot read that.
I would blank them, but one other teacher will read about it and tell them. Is that right?
I couldn't honestly say.
Well, read what you can. You go ahead and read what you can.
Then
Then I would get in trouble.
And I would get into trouble. If they put my that's all I can read on that sentence. The 2 people I hate are Miss somebody and Miss, I can't read the other name also.
Let's correct the record. I think it's Mrs. somebody and Mrs. somebody.
Excuse me.
Mrs. Blank and Mrs. Blank and then fooled
Right.
you.
I don't know if that says fooled you or not. I think that's what it said. That's what it says, fooled you. I hate in-school suspension. I have only one Nike hat left.
One Nike hat left.
Right, one Nike hat left. Come on, bell, ring. Please, I think. Yeah, please, bell, ring. Have I told you that I hate ISS? Question mark. That I would have had, that I would, something.
Did it say, I hate that I have had ISS?
Okay, yes, sir.
1 full day and 1 half day?
1 half a day, yes, sir, correct.
Okay, go ahead.
After this, could you help me with that, sir? I don't know what that said.
After this, I can't read it. Sucky day, it looks like to me. After this sucky day.
Okay, is over. I can't read that. I think it says something.
And then it says, and killing squad.
Killing squirrels.
Killing squirrels. Okay.
Something. Pretending. Something. I don't know what that says.
Something ISS.
Something ISS. I think it's supposed to say pretending I am out of ISS. That was
funny,
I guess. I wish that I can't read that. Is okay. I wish that would be the end of ISS. So I think everyone something
does.
I think everyone does. If I do not, sir, can you help me?
Tell my parents I will be grounded.
Grounded for life. I have, I don't know.
A pellet gun.
Okay.
Is that right?
I'm sure that's what I said.
And I'm not afraid to use it.
I couldn't honestly say if that's what I said or not, sir. I can't read it. I cannot read the statement.
Okay. See if it says I have a pellet gun and I am not afraid to use it.
I know it said I have a pellet gun. I can read that. I'm not sure what it says after that though, sir.
Did you maintain a journal, Mr. Johnson?
I wrote this note to myself, but no, sir.
Did you keep a diary or a journal?
No, sir, I didn't.
The title of this says journal. Where did you learn what a journal is, or why does that word journal appear?
Objection. It's 2 questions. He'll answer those questions, but it was compound.
Why does the word journal appear at the top of the page?
Because I wrote it to myself.
Do you know what a journal is?
It's a letter or a statement you write to yourself.
Did you maintain a regular book or diary or folder of journal entries?
No, sir.
Who were the 2 teachers you were making reference to that you hated?
I'm not for sure.
Was Mrs. Wright one of them?
No, sir, it was not.
Do you have any idea who they were?
I'm sure Miss Fuller was one of them.
Miss Fuller?
Yes, sir.
What did she teach?
ISS.
Okay, who would the other would have been if you know?
Sir, I couldn't honestly say.
All right. You see there where it says you had a bad hangover?
Yes, sir.
You were telling yourself the truth, weren't you?
I don't know.
Did you
Objection.
It was a Mossberg 20 gauge, sir.
A what?
A Mossberg 20 gauge.
And where was that gun kept?
It was kept in the neighbor's home.
Where?
Down the street, sir. On the same road I lived on.
Did your parents know you had that gun?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why wasn't it kept at your own home?
Because my stepfather's not allowed to be around guns.
Okay. Did Shannon Rice put you in suspension? ISS?
Temporal. I don't mean to be picky.
Anytime.
Not that I'm aware of, no, sir.
Okay. Did Shannon Wright make students keep journals?
I do believe so.
Okay, so you did know what a journal was. It was something that you and other students kept, correct?
Correct.
Did you get in trouble for writing this journal entry that's been marked as Exhibit 1 that you read?
Define trouble, please.
Any kind of trouble, disciplinary consequences at school?
Sir, not that I'm aware of.
Did Ms. Kirtner ask your mother to come to the school because of this journal entry?
Not that I'm aware of.
Did Ms. Kirtner ever ask your mother to come to the school because of some disciplinary problem?
Miss Kirtner had called my mother to come get me when I was suspended, sir.
Okay. May I have 1 second?
Sure.
And my mother asked me to hurry up so I wouldn't miss the bus. And I pretended to go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom, stayed there till I knew the bus left. And after the bus had left, I'd walked outside and put my bag in the van. And I'd walked back into my house and told my mother that I lied and said my stepfather was going to take me to school. And my mom asked me, how's he going to take me to school when he's at work? And I told him he was out in the shop. I had lied and said he was out in the shop. And I had said that he wanted me to come get the keys. And she gave me the keys. And I walked out to the van, started it, and drove. And I stopped because the bus had stopped at my stop again to try and pick me back up. And I never walked out I was in the car, so I didn't walk out, the van. So I didn't walk out to the bus stop. After the bus left, I followed the bus out. I went to the church on Golden's Road. I had stopped, walked down the street, saw Golden there, he had asked me where the van was, and I told him I parked it by the church, so if my little brother saw it, because the bus route went past his house, and I said if my little brother wouldn't see it and start questioning and ask what's happening. And he had asked me to go get the van for him, so I went back there and got the van. I parked it, and we had went in. He told me that he needed to throw his clothes and stuff in the van, so I opened the door for him. He threw his clothes in the van, and we.
I was thinking the same thing, Manda Panda. But you got to think about this happened when he was 11 and he's 15 at the time. So 4 years have passed since he'd written that. So, yeah. That might be why he couldn't remember what he wrote. I can't remember what I wrote yesterday.
We decided that we were going to get the guns from Mrs. Golden's gun cabinet, our gun safe. And I tried getting in the gun safe, sir, and it didn't happen. It didn't work. And so we decided that Golden said his grandfather had some guns that we could possibly use.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. And so we got back in the van. I drove to Texaco first, sir, because I needed some gas. The van needed gas. I walked out there and accidentally bumped a gas rail.
And that's a Texaco that I was working at.
And I was scared somebody might say something, so I took off from there. Didn't even decide to get out and try to pump gas or nothing. And I went down to another went to another gas station to get some more, try to get gas. They wouldn't let me pump there. I went to another gas station. They didn't let me pump there neither. So I said never mind the gas then. So we had drove, and I had parked on a road. Andrew told me to turn, so I turned. He said park here, and we'd go to grandfather's house from here. So that's what I done. I had parked the van. We had got out. We had left all our stuff in there. We had parked.
And the reason they wouldn't let him pump gas was because at certain service stations, and I'm sure if any of you are of driving age, you've seen signs. I think there's one down by Manda Panda's house at the convenience store near her home. It states it is unlawful for anyone under the age of 18 to pump fuel. And I don't understand how they can say that, considering they're allowed to have a driver's license at 18, but they can't put gas in their car till or at 16, but they can't put gas in their car till they're 18. So that really doesn't make a lot of sense. But there used to be signs on gas pumps that say it's illegal to pump gas if you're under the age of 18. So that's why they wouldn't let some convenience stores would not let you pump gas at that time.
And we started walking. And finally we got to his grandfather's house, sir. And we had jumped over the fence. And he said we're gonna go in the back way, that way nobody will see us.
It was either that or he wanted the pumps turned on prior to paying for the fuel, and then he would turn the pump off and just leave and not pay for the fuel. It could have been that too. I don't know.
Okay. And the back door was locked. And Golden went and grabbed a crowbar and broke the window out. I reached in there, unlocked the door, and we had went through like that. We walked upstairs, and Golden had asked me to do something. I can't recall what he asked me to do. Go in the other room, and I went in the other room, and by that time Golden had I guess unlocked the deal. However, he unlocked it. He had unlocked the gun cabinet, and he had started pulling weapons out, and he had told me to go back in the other room and get some ammunition. So I went back in the other room, found it. That's what he had asked me to do to begin with. I had to come back and ask him where it was. And I come back, got the ammunition. We had loaded up the guns, and we had started walking to the school. And when we had got to the school, we had set up and everything. We had set up right behind the fence. That way nobody could see us, but there's construction workers and stuff there, and we just stood there. We knelt down, and Andrea went in and pulled the fire alarm, come back out, and that's when the shooting happened, sir.
Okay, let's go back over that and let me ask some questions. Did you drive the van from Doug Golden's house to the vicinity of the school?
No, sir, I didn't drive the van after I parked it to walk to to his grandfather's house.
So once you parked the van, you walked from the van to Doug Golden's house, got the guns, and then walked from there to the area where the shooting took place?
Correct.
And left the van in the same place?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many guns did you take from the Doug Golden home, do you know?
8, I do believe.
Okay. When you first went in, was the gun cabinet on the wall?
8 weapons between 2 young men.
Did it have a cable going through the triggers, and was it locked, or do you know one way or the other?
It had a cable going through all the trigger guards, yes, sir, and the cable was connected to a padlock which was locked.
And did you see Andrew unlock the lock?
No, sir, I did not.
But Andrew told you to go to the other room. It was locked, then Andrew told you to go to another room. You did, and you came back, and when you got back, the lock was unlocked. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Did Andrew tell you he knew where the key was?
I saw him replace the key.
You saw him replace the key?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where did he replace the key? On a nail?
I do believe so.
Okay. Did Andrew had told you back in Christmas of 1997 that he wanted to do a shooting crime? Is that correct?
Correct.
When he first approached you with this, what did he say first time? I mean, what was the first discussion about that?
I don't remember how we got talking about it, but all I remember was we had got talking about that, and he had asked me if I knew how to drive, and I told him yes I did, and he had asked me if I could help him drive because he don't know how to drive.
Whose idea in the first place was it to do this shooting incident? Yours or his?
It wasn't mine, sir.
Was it his?
Objection. Mr. McDaniel, the witness is not going to answer that precise question, but the context is self-evident.
Okay. So at any rate, Andrew Golden discussed with you this idea of shooting people at Westside School. Is that correct?
No, sir, he didn't say shoot. He said scare him, sir.
Okay. And did you know that Andrew Golden was accomplished or had skill with as a shooter?
Sir, I was informed that he knew how to shoot. Yes, sir.
Okay. And had he told you that he was a good shot?
Not necessarily a good shot, but he told me he knew how to shoot. Yes, sir.
And did you know how to shoot a rifle?
Yes, sir.
Had you shot rifles before?
No, sir, I haven't.
You had seen people do it? You'd seen people shoot?
On TV and stuff. I never been there when somebody shot a rifle.
So you knew how to shoot a rifle from watching TV and movies?
Well, I knew how to shoot a shotgun or a gauge. So it's really the same thing almost, sir.
Okay. Had you ever shot a shotgun before?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you and Andrew Golden discussed this shooting incident several times before it actually took place.
Correct.
As the time got closer and closer, did you start making plans as to how you were going to actually do this? In other words, who was going to do what and where you were going to set up and where you were going to get guns and that sort of thing?
The only thing that I was asked to do, sir, was to help him drive.
Okay. And Andrew Golden then told you he would be in charge of getting the guns.
Yes, sir.
And when you first went to Andrew Golden's home that morning, you walked after having parked the van near a church.
Correct.
Then he told you to go get the van and bring it to the house, and you left on foot, got the van and brought it to the house.
Yes, sir.
In the van at the time of your arrest was camping gear, is that correct?
That I'm aware of, sir. Yes, sir.
When was that loaded into the van?
At Andrew's house, sir.
Did he help you load it?
Yes, sir.
When Andrew Golden asked you to bring the van around, when you got back, did you and he try to steal guns from his own home?
Yes, sir.
Whose idea was that?
It was not mine, sir.
Okay. Was anybody else in the home besides you and Andrew Golden that morning?
Not that I'm aware of, sir.
And was there a gun safe in the house or a gun vault in the house?
Yes, sir, there was.
Did you know where that was prior to that day?
No, sir, I did not.
Had you ever been in the home prior to that day?
His home, sir?
Yes.
No, sir.
So when you and Andrew were in the area of the gun safe, what efforts did you try to make to get into the gun safe?
At first I tried picking the lock and I didn't really know what I was doing. And it wasn't successful.
You don't know how to pick a lock?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you have professional lock pick tools?
No, sir, I did not.
Were you just sticking something in there hoping it would open?
Something like that.
Okay. So when you were unsuccessful getting guns out of the gun vault, he came up with the idea that he knew where he could get some guns. Is that right?
Correct.
And you then went to his grandfather's home, that is the home of Doug Golden.
Correct.
When you got into the home of Doug Golden and you observed these guns, they were locked with a cable lock on them when you first got there, and shortly thereafter, Golden had unlocked the lock, and you saw him putting the key back on the nail, correct?
My understanding is, sir.
And then you got guns, and he got guns off the rack, is that correct?
I didn't touch the guns until they were handed to me, sir.
All right, who handed them to you?
Golden did.
Okay. Then what did you all do with the guns?
We had loaded them, sir.
And did you load them with ammunition that you had found in the home?
Yes, sir. Both of us had found.
And where was the ammunition that you retrieved?
If I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, he had asked me to go in his grandparents' room and to get, I think it was ammunition. I do believe that's what it was. If I found some, I couldn't honestly say that I remember me finding anything or not. I know there was some above the refrigerator in a cabinet, sir.
Okay. And did you get ammunition? Did you help gather ammunition from whatever source that day?
Yes, sir.
And was that ammunition used in the shootings?
Some of it was, yes, sir.
Okay. Did Andrew help gather ammunition as well?
My understanding, yes, sir.
And was some of that ammunition used as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was the ammunition locked in any facility?
I couldn't honestly answer that question.
When you went to the location in the woods outside the school area, was that a predetermined place, or did y'all just pick the place as you were walking?
I don't know, sir. I wasn't the one who had planned all that out. I don't know.
So
I had just stopped where he had stopped.
So he was walking ahead of you, and when he stopped, you stopped?
Yes, sir.
You did not plan the shooting location?
No, sir.
When you went to the Golden home, was there a locked fence, or did you climb a fence, or was there a problem with any fence getting to the back door?
Yes, sir. As I had mentioned before, me and him had climbed over the fence, a chain link fence, sir.
Okay. Was there any alarm on the home that you heard go off of any kind?
Not that I'm aware of, sir.
Do you know if the screen door was locked or not?
I don't remember there being a screen door.
Okay. Then, when you got to the area where the shooting was to take place, and when you left the house walking to that point, was there any discussion between you and Andrew Golden about, we're really going to do this, here's what we're going to do? Surely there was discussion at that point. Who said what?
We hadn't said much after we got out the van. And when we had stopped at the house and the officer would come about that the door was locked, I had asked him how we're gonna get the door open, and he had I don't know how he found it. He had found a crowbar. And he had come back and he had broke the back window out of the door, and I had reached in and unlocked.
Good afternoon, H. Davis. How you doing? Okay, so we're just going to talk about getting in the house and repeating what we've already said. You didn't like Showstopper? Well, you are a showstopper.
Say again, please, sir.
Did you learn that Jonathan Woodard had told somebody at the school, a principal or a counselor or a teacher, about your plan?
I was told that Mr. Jonathan Woodard had told a counselor, yes, sir.
And did the counselor ever approach you to say what's going on?
Not that I remember, sir.
Did anybody from the school confront you to say, what is this we're hearing about this plan that Jonathan Woodard is talking about, or anything of that effect?
No, sir, because my name wasn't mentioned in it.
This kid's acting like he didn't have nothing to do with it. He was just walking along behind and just following it. If you jump off this cliff, I'm going to jump off this cliff. This is how he's acting. Okay, now we're going to go to Andrew Golden. So, and to answer your question, H. Davis, I finally got word from my doctor today about my x-rays, and this bone is not broken, but back here in this area between my scapula and right here, there is bone calcification, which is like a bone spur type thing, and they aren't sure if that's what's causing the pain, but they can't see a fracture anywhere. So they're going to have to send me to an orthopedic doctor to get an MRI to find out exactly what is wrong. So that's all I know. And they called me to find out if it's okay to refer me to an orthopedic doctor. So I said, yeah, we need to know what's going on. I said, we can't just keep putting a Band-Aid on a broken bone.
Please swear the witness.
May if you raise your right hand. Sir, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Would you state your name, please?
Andrew Golden.
Mr. Golden, you're going to have to speak up loudly, please, so that everyone here can hear you. My name is Bobby McDaniel. I'm going to ask you questions. This is a deposition. A deposition is your testimony under oath where you're sworn to tell the truth. Do you understand what swearing to tell the truth is?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand there are consequences, adverse consequences, even potential criminal penalties if you swear to false statements, including perjury?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you under any medication today that would affect your ability to understand questions or to respond to them?
No, sir.
Have you been subjected to any physical abuse or difficulties so that you cannot understand or comprehend questions?
No, sir.
Do you consider yourself at this point able to understand the questions I've asked you so far and to answer them?
Yes, sir.
If at any time during my questioning, if I ask you a question and you do not understand it, will you let me know so that we can try to communicate effectively?
Yes, sir.
If during
Answer that question.
And specifically, my client refuses to answer that question or any questions concerning guns or firearms and is invoking his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination.
Let's see what that question was.
Wait a minute, Mr. Price. He had
And is invoking his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination.
Address.
Do you know what street name it was?
No, sir.
No?
No, sir.
What was your, where did you live close to? Did you live close to Westside School?
Kinda.
Was there some building, store, service station, road
that you can tell me that where your home was close to?
It was close to the church, I remember that.
Close to what church?
I'm not sure the name.
Okay. How did you get to school in the mornings?
On the bus.
On the school bus? You have to say yes,
Yes,
or no.
sir.
What school bus did you ride?
I can't remember.
Do you know who the school bus driver was on your regular route in March of 1998?
I can't remember.
Was it a man or a woman as your usual bus driver?
A woman.
What grade were you in March of 1998?
6th grade.
Where did you go to school for prior years? Had you always gone to Westside?
Yes, sir.
Did you go to kindergarten?
Yes, sir.
Where did you go to kindergarten at Westside?
Yes, sir.
Prior to kindergarten, did you attend any nursery school or any sort of a pre-kindergarten school?
I can't remember.
I want to ask you some questions concerning your prior experiences in life and your background. Have you ever driven an automobile before? A car or a pickup truck? Either with or without an adult present? That's a yes or no question.
My client refuses to answer that question.
Well, wait a minute, Mr. Price. He hadn't
And is
refused to answer.
invoking his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination.
And Mr. Price, your client did not refuse to answer any question. He didn't answer.
I would like to confer with my client.
I refuse to answer that question.
On what grounds?
Fifth Amendment.
Prior to January 1 of 1998, had you ever driven an automobile either with or without an adult present? Yes or no?
I'd like to confer with my client.
I refuse to answer that question.
I think we need to adjourn the deposition and bring the judge in.
We're going to adjourn the deposition.
I just walked in.
We are not going to adjourn the deposition. We'll continue.
Your Honor, the question was asked, have you ever driven an automobile either with or without an adult present prior to January 1, 1998? Mr. Price instructed him to invoke the Fifth Amendment. We think that's an appropriate question to be asked.
Any questions concerning driving may impact upon the events that took place on the day in question, and therefore it is relevant and subject to the Fifth Amendment. My client invokes that right.
Are you saying that he might subject himself to some penalty for a driving violation by not being a licensed driver? Is that what you're...
No, sir. I'm saying that the fact of whether or not he was driving on the date in question may impact upon whether or not he's driven a car previously. And
I thought the question was whether or not he'd ever driven a vehicle prior to that time.
Yes, sir.
Or with supervision.
Yes, sir.
I think that's an appropriate question. I don't see how it could touch any possible thing that would incriminate him except on a traffic violation.
I don't see how he could get in any more trouble than he's already in. He's being convicted of being the person behind the stock of the weapon there at the school or in the woods by the school. So It's not like he's going to get in any more trouble for having driven. I don't think his mom and dad's going to say, oh, I'm going to spank your little bottom because you drove my car without me knowing about it. Sorry.
Perhaps.
Because one of the issues is whether or not he was driving on the day in question, and therefore it would relate
That's
to.
not what he asked. He asked whether he had driven a car alone or with an adult supervision prior to that, prior to January 1, 1998. I think that's an appropriate question in a civil case. I don't see where it affects his. Please answer the question.
No, sir.
Prior to March 24th, the date of the shooting at Westside School, before March 24, 1998, between January 1 and March 24, had you ever driven an automobile either in the presence of an adult, alone, or in the presence of anyone else?
No, sir.
Okay. On March 24, 1998, did you drive an automobile?
I need to confirm with my client. Now,
I refuse to answer that question.
When you instruct him so we can save time to refuse to answer, you're assuming that's on the Fifth Amendment?
yes, on the Fifth Amendment, and he's refusing to answer any questions concerning any of the events that took place on March 24th.
Your Honor, I will reserve questioning on the date of March 24 till I get to a whole series of questions. I'll come back to that. All right. Okay. I want to ask you questions now concerning your experiences in watching others drive an automobile. My question to Mr. Off the record. My question to Mr. Price was essentially, can you state a good faith basis for what particular charge brought by me and how this might subject you to jeopardy? Is that what you're?
Yes, let's let the court reporter get it.
Not that it concerns me about this specific question, but I hate to set a precedent that each time an attorney in future depositions or this deposition makes an objection, that we basically have a hearing on the objection. And you put the attorney then in a mode of giving testimony. I don't think that's what depositions should be. I mean, if the attorney makes an objection, the objection is noted, the judge rules, deposition goes on. There's no reason to have a mini hearing on each question. I hope we're not setting that precedent for all the depositions we got to take in this case.
Tell me about your room. How was it decorated? Did you have posters on the wall, for example?
No, sir.
Did you have any pictures on the wall?
I can't remember.
Did you have a stereo or any music playing device in your room?
Yes, sir.
Did you have, and I'm going to say records or recordings, meaning either a record, a CD, a tape, a cassette tape, or any means by which sound is recorded and then played? Did you have any recorded sound in your room?
Yes, sir.
What type of music did you listen to prior to March 1998?
Classic rock, sir.
Classic rock?
Yes, sir.
Can you give me the name of some of the artists whom you particularly favored? What groups or names of groups did you listen to?
All different kinds. All different kinds.
Can you remember any of them?
No, sir. Not right now.
Sorry?
Not right now, sir.
Did you have a videotape and television in your room?
Yes, sir.
Did you watch videotape movies in your room?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do you remember the names of any of those?
No, sir.
Did you ever look at those magazines?
Sometimes.
And did you read the magazines or look at the pictures of the guns and how they worked, or stories about guns?
Refuse to answer that question.
Did you ever print any material from the internet about guns?
No, sir.
And if the prosecutor is presently willing to put on the record, Your Honor, that there'll be no more criminal charges against Mitchell Johnson, and that would speed up this deposition substantially.
Well, I'm not sure he's ready to do that. We haven't gotten a hold of Mr. Davis, who is the elected prosecutor. I'm sure he'll want to make that decision, but I didn't limit it to either of the young men. I said that was an issue that was occurring in a civil case. What was their position? Of course, he wants to find out from his boss, which I would do.
Okay,
Your
this
client's
kid's
a
not
little
going
bit
to give us any information, and the attorneys are just going to argue back and forth with the judge, trying to get the judge to do. But this young man's going to grow up 8 more years. He's going to live till 2008. Let's see what he says in his deposition in 2008. Does he remember any more than he did in 2000, which was only 2 years after the happening? Let's see if he remembers anything 4 more years, 6 years after it happened.
The time is 1:36 p.m. We are on the record. This is an additional videotape deposition in the matter of Mitchell K. Wright et al. Versus Andrew Goldman, also known as Drew Grant et al. And will be the deposition.
Okay, he changed his name to Drew Grant. I'm thankful his name's not Drew Cross, but it's Drew Grant.
Of Andrew Golden, also known as Drew Grant. Counsel present for previous deposition in this matter on this date at this location are again present for this deposition. Our court reporter's name is Jenny Burks. Videotaping the deposition to Steve Berletta. Also in attendance, in addition to those at the previous deposition on this date, is Mitchell Wright. And would our court reporter please bear with us?
Do you swear affirm the testimony given is called the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and nothing but
I do.
Counsel.
State your name for the record, please.
Drew Douglas Grant.
You're going to have to speak up. I can't hear you, and I want to make sure our court reporter can hear you. Drew Douglas Grant.
Yes, sir.
When and where did you come up with that name?
It was after my release.
All right. What was your name prior to your release from incarceration?
Okay, they were only incarcerated until their 21st birthday. Then, technically, the judge couldn't hold them anymore, but they could be retried. And I don't know what he's being retried for here.
Andrew Golden.
When did you get your name changed?
I don't remember the exact date.
Can you give me an approximate date?
The summer of 2007
Where were you living when you got your name changed?
in Missouri,
Where?
in Cape Girardeau.
Street address?
111 Weeping Willow.
Living with your sister?
Yes, sir.
And that was your residence?
Yes, sir.
Did you report to the court that that you were a resident of Missouri in the summer of 07 so that you could get your name changed?
Yes, sir.
Is that the reason you moved to Missouri, so you could get your name changed and raise less likelihood of any awareness?
Yes, sir.
And did you also apply for a Missouri driver's license?
Yes, sir.
And did you report your address as a Missouri address?
Yes, sir.
Do you have your driver's license with you?
My current driver's license?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
May I see it, please?
I think there was a copy of it somewhere.
I want to see your original, and if this is a copy, then that's fine, but I want to see your original. It shows this is issued on September the 8th of 2008, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And we'll mark that as Exhibit 19, a photocopy of it. Do you have any other driver's licenses in your possession?
No, sir.
What happened to the Missouri driver's license?
When you get an Arkansas driver's license, they keep the other.
All right. And so when did you get the Missouri driver's license?
I don't remember the exact date.
Approximately.
We can play this game. If I ask you a date and you don't know the exact date, just give me the best approximation, you know.
It would have been the summer of 2007.
All right. And when did you leave Cape Girardeau?
About the fall.
Of 2007?
Yes, sir.
Where did you go to from there?
To my mother and father's house.
Where is it?
In Ravenden.
And you knew that I, on behalf...
Ravenden was in Arkansas. It was like a half an hour outside of Jonesboro.
The families were trying to serve you with process and sent at least deputy sheriffs to your parents' home on at least 2 occasions. You were aware of that, weren't you?
No, sir.
Your mom never told you that deputy sheriff showed up looking for you?
Not that I can recall.
That's something y'all wouldn't discuss?
I don't remember if she ever said anything about it.
How'd you come up with the name Grant? Where'd that name come from?
That was my grandmother's maiden name.
And Douglas?
That was my middle name.
Okay. And you just shortened Andrew to Drew?
Yes, sir.
All right. Your Arkansas driver's license indicates a date of birth of 5/25/86, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You understand this deposition is taken under oath and you've been sworn?
Yes, sir.
You did swear the witness, did you not? Okay. And you understand this deposition is subject to penalty of perjury?
Yes, sir.
And that if you do false swearing, you could be criminally prosecuted for it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If at any time I ask you a question you don't understand it, I expect you to let me know so that I can rephrase the question. Is that agreeable?
Yes, sir.
And if you answer a question, I'm going to assume you understand. Is that agreeable?
Yes, sir.
And you've had the benefit of sitting here all morning listening to your mother testify, have you not?
Yes, sir.
So when I ask you questions, you already know what your mother had to say.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay. Have you ever used a name other than Andrew Golden or Drew Grant, whether legally, officially, or as an alias or a nickname or any other name?
No, sir.
Why did you change your name?
To start over.
Start over how? Why?
To start a new life.
Why?
That way it would cause less problems when I go to school and things. And
anything else?
No, sir.
Didn't want anybody to know where you were, did you? Is it important to you that you hide out from your past?
No, sir.
You don't mind if the public knows of your whereabouts and who you are?
There would be some safety concerns.
What safety concerns from whom?
There were some death threats.
You know, that was back in 1998 by people living in Texas and New York or somewhere?
Yes, sir.
And nobody was ever prosecuted or even arrested for those, were they? They were just threats in a letter form, right?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. And you never received any threats from any member of the families of the victims of the shooting at Westside, have you?
Other than Mr. Wright saying that on the stand that day, nothing.
Tell me what Mr. Wright said.
That he would be waiting on me when I was released.
And did he say what he'd be doing when he was waiting on you?
No, sir.
In fact, he's waiting on you here today, isn't he?
Yes, sir.
Because he wants to hear your side of what happened.
Yes, sir.
You killed his wife. You participated in the killing of his wife, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
And is that come as a surprise to you? He'd want to hear from you about what you had to say about that?
No, sir.
So that's not a threat. That's somebody that's wanting to know what you did and why you did it, right?
Yes, sir.
Why was his wife killed?
I don't know.
Who shot Shannon Wright?
I don't know.
Oh, come on. What gun were you using?
Him.
You recognize that when I ask you these questions, there is some forensic evidence of what guns were used, and we already have the deposition of Mitchell Johnson, which you've read, right?
Yes, sir.
And
And do you remember Mitchell Johnson saying which gun he used?
Yes, sir.
What gun did he say he used?
He used a 30-06.
What other gun was used to kill people that day?
There was a M1 carbine.
An M1 carbine. Did you ever see Mitchell Johnson shoot the M1 carbine?
No, sir.
Was there anybody else shooting besides you and Mitchell Johnson?
No, sir.
So the only person that would have shot the M1 carbine would have been you, right?
Yes, sir.
So how many times did you shoot the M1 carbine?
I don't know.
How did you select your targets?
I didn't.
You didn't select them, they just fell down, you shot up in the air, the bullets flew out of the sky and landed on them, is that it?
No, sir. I never shot at anybody.
You never shot at anybody?
Not directly trying to pick someone out of the crowd or anything.
Mm-hmm. Did you read Mitchell Johnson's deposition about how him seeing a child's head get shot?
Yes, sir.
Who did he say he saw get shot in the head?
Natalie Brooks.
And you shot Natalie Brooks in the head, didn't you?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't remember it.
You don't remember shooting somebody in the head? Is that what you're telling us under your oath?
Yes, sir.
And you're willing to let a jury decide if that's true or not under penalty of perjury?
I don't remember it.
Well, have you had any hit trauma to your head since the time of the shooting?
Yes, sir. I was in a motorcycle wreck.
Uh-huh. And what kind of trauma did you have?
I landed on my head and I broke my collarbone.
Uh-huh. And do you remember where you were living at that time when you had the wreck?
Yes, sir.
Where were you living?
I was staying between a couple different residences.
You were what?
I was between a couple of different residences.
What were those two residences?
I was 832 Silver Springs Road at Evening Shade, and then 910 Heber Springs Road at Deshay.
Deshay?
Yes, sir.
What about Batesville?
That's Batesville, Deshay. It's
spell Deshay.
DESHA.
All right. Is that part of Batesville?
It's right there on the outskirts of it.
Okay. Where were you employed when this motorcycle wreck happened?
I wasn't employed.
Were you in school?
Yes, sir.
Where were you in school?
At University of Arkansas Community College.
Where?
At Batesville.
And were you in school with classes in session at the general time frame when the wreck happened?
Yes, sir.
About when did the wreck happen?
It was May. May of sometime. It was early May.
What year?
2008.
And whose motorcycle were you riding?
It was, it's in my mother's name, but it's my father's and mine.
It's your father's and who?
Mine.
Who bought it for you?
My mother.
Did anybody ride it besides you?
Yes, sir, my father did.
Okay. And was anybody else involved in that accident?
No, sir.
How'd the accident happen?
I lost control of the vehicle.
And who was your insurance company?
I don't know.
Was it State Farm?
I'm not sure.
Okay. And did you go get medical treatment?
Yes, sir.
Where'd you go?
White River Medical Center.
And tell me what treatment you got.
There was, they ended up doing surgery on my shoulder and a plate was put in. That was it. I don't remember the brand.
Okay. Put you had on a helmet?
Yes, sir.
What happened to the helmet?
I'm not sure.
Do you still have it?
No, sir.
Still have a motorcycle?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
How much damage was done to the motorcycle? Ballpark. Totaled?
It was almost totaled. Yes, sir.
Did you know him when you were in 5th grade?
I think so.
Did you ever spend any time with Mitchell Johnson at school on the playground or during breaks from classes in 6th grade?
No, sir.
No?
No, sir, not that I remember.
And when you rode on the bus, did you and he ride side by side on the bus?
Yes, sir.
Were there normally 2 people for each side of the bus?
Yes, sir.
And were you assigned the seating next to Mitchell Johnson?
Yes, sir.
Did you ever ask to have your seating assignment changed?
Not that I remember.
Who was your bus driver?
I can't remember.
Who was your principal?
Miss Kirkner, I think.
Who was your sixth grade teacher?
They changed classes.
All right. Who did you have in sixth grade? Who were some of the teachers you had?
Miss Wright. Miss Thedford.
Who you got insurance with you?
Yes, sir. It's in my vehicle.
It's in your vehicle. Okay. Is the 2007 Suzuki motorcycle in your name now?
No, sir.
Whose name's it in?
My mother.
Did she ever ride it?
She bought it for my dad and me, so she knows to ride it.
Okay. The 2004 Chevy truck, whose name is it titled in?
It may be in my name. I'm not sure.
Who bought it for you?
My mother.
And the 1997 Chevy, after your grandfather died, is left to you, did you change the title over to your name?
I don't remember.
Okay. Let's talk about jobs since you're released from incarceration. Have you held a job of any kind since you were released?
No, sir. I've volunteered to help out some people, but I've not held a job.
Volunteered where?
One of my mother and father's friends. I helped him out. He was a carpenter, and
Who is it?
Sorry.
What's his name?
Clarence Henson.
Young man, you're going to have to speak up.
His name's Clarence Henson.
Spell the last name.
Henson.
Where's Clarence Henson live?
In Ravenden.
Any other job? You were helping him do carpentry work?
Yes, sir.
Was he paying you?
No, sir.
How long did you work for him?
It was off and on, mainly when he needed help with a bigger job.
Well, how many times did you help him? How many days total? 1 day a month? 5 days a week?
2 or 3 days a month. It depends.
Did you get anything out of it?
He'd buy me lunch every now and again, and he was teaching me how to do some of the stuff.
Okay. Any other jobs?
A friend of mine from school, he had some batting cages, and I would run those for him every now and again when he couldn't be there.
Who's that?
Danny Brewstrom.
Spell the last name.
I'm not sure the...
Say it again loud and slow.
Brewstrom.
Brewstrom?
Yes, sir.
Spell it the best you can.
Brustrum.
Where's Danny Brewstrom live?
In Batesville.
Do you know where? Do you know his phone number?
His phone number, but I don't know his...
What's his phone number?
It's written on one of the sheets of paper.
All right, we'll pull it out.
612.
612?
9893.
612-9893?
Yes, sir.
What are you looking at now?
It's a list of the jobs and attorneys that I was told to bring.
Okay, let me see it, please. You've got jobs, all volunteer. Clarence Henson, Danny Brewstrom, and then your attorneys, Joe Perry and Danny Glover, right?
Yes, sir.
We'll mark this as Exhibit 20. And that was brought in response to the notice of deposition Deuces Teacom, was it not?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll go through that notice here in a few minutes, but we'll do it right now. Exhibit 21 will be the notice. Did you bring everything you have that relates to that notice?
Yes, sir.
Let's look at item A, about social networking websites, Facebook, MySpace, or any others. Did you bring anything in relation to that?
Yes, sir.
Show me what you brought.
This is a copy of all the stuff off of Facebook.
All right. And what you've handed me, I'll mark as Exhibit 22, is Facebook. Did you have other things on Facebook that you've erased since you were served with the subpoena?
No, sir.
Have you ever had anything on your Facebook page that you've erased?
Not that I can remember. I hardly ever use that one.
All right. What other internet places do you or have you used?
I had a MySpace, and it was deleted.
Why?
It was before I was served with this. I tried to pull it back up to bring it to you, but I couldn't get it.
Who deleted it?
I did.
Why?
I didn't have any use for it anymore.
Why'd you delete it in the first place?
I was done using it. I didn't.
Did you delete it because you
Not to mention, I mean, on his behalf, when Facebook came in, my MySpace phased out. And after like 2 years after Facebook came in, you couldn't even get on MySpace anymore. So by this time, MySpace was probably completely closed down or about to be completely closed down.
got found out who you are and where you were when you got served with a subpoena?
No,
That's why you deleted it?
No, sir.
Okay. I may have a little bit of information related to that. Let's talk about it in a minute. Have you ever had an email address?
Yes, sir.
What email addresses have you used?
BHSU.
Say it again.
BHSU 1986 at Hotmail.
Any others?
And Yahoo. It's the same, but just Yahoo.
What does BHSU mean?
Black Hill State University.
You ever had any others?
Not that I can think of. Well, school accounts, but I never used those either.
Okay. All right. We've introduced pictures before in this deposition, if I can find them. Here we go. Exhibit 13 is your mother's deposition. Do you recognize those pictures?
Yes, sir.
Who you giving the finger to there?
My sister.
Why?
She had said something, and
you're going to tell us that's not your beer there in the picture?
yes, sir, that's not my beer.
Where was your beer?
I didn't have one that night. I was a designated driver.
Okay. You do drink, though, don't you?
I have, yes.
And you still drink, don't you?
No, sir.
When'd you quit? Last week?
No, sir.
When'd you quit?
I don't know. It's been a while.
When's the last time you had any alcohol to drink?
It's been months.
Okay. And what bar is this and where is it?
That's Buffalo Wild Wings.
Where?
In Cape Girardeau.
What other bars have you hung out in Arkansas?
I've been to the Moose at Batesville.
You
once or
remember
so.
there?
No, sir.
Did you have to sign in
Yes, sir.
as a guest?
Yes, sir.
Who'd you go as a guest of?
You just sign your name under the guest thing.
They just let you in? Whose dog was that in Exhibit 13?
My sister's.
What kind of dog is it?
It's a mix of some sort.
Okay. Well, where were those photographs posted? What website were they posted on?
I think they were on my sister's MySpace. Was the other one? I'm
They were maintaining control.
Yes, sir.
Did you pay both those?
Yes, sir.
All right.
They're not saying much about whatever
Mom
he's in
from,
trouble for.
South Dakota.
For sure, once a month. I was given a call once a month.
I can't hear you.
I was given a call once a month.
That's what you were allowed?
That was the free one. They had a collect phone that you could call.
Okay, so you got a free call once a month,
Yes, sir.
and then you could call collect whenever you wanted to, that they would accept it?
Yes, sir.
How often would you call or collect?
Maybe once a week, I think.
Okay. You also could write her letters,
Yes, sir.
and you in fact wrote her letters and sent her cards?
A few, yes.
Okay. And did you get correspondence back from her?
Yes, sir.
What'd you do with it?
Usually, I threw it away after I'd get done reading it, and I never really kept any of it.
Have you talked to Mitchell Johnson in any way, corresponded with him, communicated with him in any way from the time you were in South Dakota until today?
No, sir.
You've read his deposition, or did you see the videotape as well?
No, sir.
You just read it
Just
online?
read it. Yes, just read it.
You saw in his deposition where Mitchell Johnson said you were the ringleader and blaming you for this shooting incident?
Yes, sir.
Is that true or not true?
It's not true.
Okay. Well, when did the conversation about doing something first begin about the Westside shooting?
I don't remember.
Was it 2 days before? Or
Longer
the Monday before?
It was longer than that.
Huh?
It was longer than that.
Longer than that. How much longer?
Months?
2 weeks?
A couple weeks.
Tell
months.
me how it first came up.
Mitchell said that he was angry at some people and related to the gang stuff. Him and somebody else had been into it, and he said he was going to get some people back over the gang stuff.
And where did you come into play in that?
I think he knew that I had the guns, and that was...
Tell me about the conversation. Tell me who said what to who.
I can't really remember. It's been so
Tell
long
me the
ago.
general nature of it. How do you know you had guns?
It was known that I hunted and fished and stuff like that.
It's common knowledge that you were a good shooter and had guns.
Yes, sir, and I hunted, yes.
In fact, you had your own gun, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
When did he hit you in the back?
When I tried to get into my dad's nightstand drawer.
And what did he hit you in the back with?
It was either his hand or the butt of the pistol.
Okay. Hard?
Yes, sir. I
Knock
hit the
you down?
ground. Yes, sir.
Hard enough to knock you down?
Yes, sir.
Where in the back did he hit you?
On the top of the shoulder.
Which side? Left, right, middle?
On the right.
Okay.
So,
And what kind of gun was it that you were going for? What kind of gun was your mother's gun?
my mother had a little small revolver.
So the gun that was on the counter, was that a revolver?
Yes, sir.
What, was it a silver revolver or a blue?
It was a black one.
Huh?
It was a little black one.
Okay. All right, once he got the gun in his hand, what did he say to you or what did you say to him?
He pointed it at me. He said, "You're going to do exactly what I tell you to do."
And what did he tell you to do?
He told me that I was going to help him get guns.
Told him he was going to help you what?
Get guns.
From where?
From my family's house.
And tell me what happened from there.
From there, he walked me outside. We walked down to his van. And he made me get in the van. And then we drove back to my house. And we parked it there beside the house. And got out. And
When you're walking down the street and he's got this gun, is he holding it out? What's he doing with the gun?
It's in his pocket, in his jacket.
You didn't take off running?
No, sir.
So you got in the van. What happened when you got in the van?
And we drove back, or he drove back to...
Was this a stick shift or an automatic?
It was an automatic.
Okay. So then you drove back to the house. Then what happened?
From then, he had a acetylene torch. And...
Well, now wait, did he pull in the garage?
No, sir, he pulled next to the garage there on the side of the house.
Did he back in or pull straight in?
Pulled straight in.
Okay. And he had a acetylene torch in the back?
Yes, sir.
What did he do with it?
When we went back in the house, we went into the gun room. He knew my father had a gun safe.
Well, tell me about this acetylene torch. Did y'all get it inside?
It was just a small handheld torch.
Okay. All right. And, one of those little small little butane ones?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, he knew your dad had a gun safe?
Yes, sir.
How do you know that?
I talked about my father having a gun safe.
So you told him about your dad having a gun safe?
No, I'd told a lot of people about it. A lot of people talked about what their dads had as far as gun safes and stuff like that. It wasn't.
So then what happened?
Back at that time, it was okay to talk about stuff like that between your friends. Nowadays, you can get kicked out of school for it. But back then, before all these school happenings and stuff like that, that was okay conversation if it was just conversation and plans were not being made about anything.
He tried to break into.
Who's carrying the torch, you or him?
He is.
And when he's carrying the torch, where are you, in front of him or behind him?
In front of him.
Okay, then what happens?
He's trying to get into the gun safe. He lights it and he sees that it's not going to cut it and he gets mad.
So he's trying to get into the gun safe with the torch?
Yes, sir.
Did he have a crowbar or a hammer or anything, or just trying to burn through the weld or what?
Just trying to burn through it with that. Okay. And then he hit the combination lock with a hammer and it came off.
He did?
Yes, sir.
Where did you get the hammer?
It was laying there in the house. It was on the desk that my dad had.
Okay. And
now see, the other kid said that he's the one that took the lock off of the...
What about the revolver in the nightstand? Was there a revolver in the bedroom or in the gun room?
In the bedroom.
All right. Was the bedroom and the gun room the same room?
No, sir. They were next to each other.
All right. Did you go into the bedroom?
Yes, sir. I tried to go to the bathroom. I said, I need to go to the bathroom. And I walked into the bedroom, and I walked into their bathroom, and he wouldn't leave, so he stood there. And when I was coming back out, I tried to reach into the drawer and pull it out.
So you knew where another gun was?
Yes, sir.
That was loaded?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And it was, of course, it didn't have a trigger lock on it?
No, sir.
It was just accessible to you, and you knew right where it was?
Yes, sir.
And is it a revolver?
Yes, sir.
Or a Derringer?
There was a revolver and a Derringer in there, both.
Oh, both a revolver and a Derringer in there?
Yes, sir.
Which one did you reach for?
The revolver.
Okay. And what kind of revolver was it?
It was just a medium-sized revolver.
Blue steel? Was it stainless steel?
Silver.
Huh?
Silver.
Silver. And what happened then?
That's when he hit me in the back. And I fell, and he grabbed those two.
He grabbed both of those?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What happened then?
We went back into the gun room, and he said, you're going to start loading this stuff up. So he forced me to load all that stuff up.
Load all what stuff up?
The camping gear, and there was bullets and different stuff there.
Was all this in the hunting room or the gun room?
Yes, sir.
Were there knives in there?
Yes, sir.
How many knives did you load up?
I don't remember.
Did you do all the loading?
Yes, sir.
So you're carrying armload after armload of stuff from inside the gun room out to the van, right?
Yes, sir.
What's he doing all this time?
Following me the whole way with the gun.
All right, then what happens?
Once we get all the stuff loaded, or I loaded all the stuff there, he forced me in the van.
How did he force you in the van?
He opened the door up and shoved me in.
Okay. Then what?
And he came around and got in. And he drove from there to the gas station.
Let me interrupt you. You know, when you tell them things that happen, if they happen that way, you're probably going to remember most things that happen, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Well, you forgot to tell us about the pantry being broken into that your mama said.
Yes, sir.
That's part of the story you left out, isn't it?
He got into the pantry and all that. Yes, sir.
Just left that out.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So then what? So you go to the gas station. What gas station?
It was the one on the hill.
What hill?
The one going towards the school.
Close to your mom's house?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What happened there?
he tried to pump gas and he couldn't pump gas.
So was he out of the vehicle trying to pump gas?
Yes,
Where
sir.
were you?
Sitting right there and he was watching me.
Hmm?
Sitting right there and he was watching me.
Where was the gas tank on that van? Driver's side or passenger side?
I don't remember. I think it was on the passenger side.
They're on the driver's side.
Driver's side. I think so.
So if he's filling up gas, and that van had solid wall on it, didn't have glass sides, did it?
It had glass.
Oh, it did have glass?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And there were people there at that gas station, weren't there?
I think so.
Well, sure.
I don't remember.
The gas station was open, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Had clerks in there? Yes?
Yes, sir.
And did you try to jump out and go run and tell the clerks to call the cops or anything?
No, sir.
Why not?
I was scared.
Now, I'll tell you what, I know what gas station they're talking about, and the clerks cannot see the gas pumps from where the registers were. Because inside there, you walk in the door here, and then there was a wall opening here, went back into the kitchen. And then the buffet was right here, and the registers was down here, and you could go out the other side. The gas pumps were on this side of the building and on that side of the building. You could not see the gas pumps other than through cameras. So, yeah, they couldn't have known unless they were looking at the camera whether he was in that van or not.
All right, then what happened?
From there, he drove to the road next to my grandparents' house, and he parked in the little cul-de-sac.
This road next to your grandparents' house, how far was it from your grandparents' house?
I'm not sure.
Well, the length of this courtroom, a mile?
Half a mile,
Okay.
I guess.
Had you ever been there with Mitchell Johnson before?
No, sir.
That mosquito's bugging me.
Was it on the bus route?
No, sir.
Was it
I
near the bus
remember.
route?
He lived close to there.
He lived close to there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what happened once he parked out on a cul-de-sac near your grandfather's house?
He forced me out of the van, and from there we walked through the woods to my grandparents' house.
How do you know how to get to your grandparents' house through the woods?
I don't know.
And how far was it?
Half
Half a mile through the woods, and he knew how to get there.
Yes, sir.
Of course, you were very familiar with that area. You've been out there a lot, weren't you?
No, sir, not all the way through there.
Okay. So he knew how to get there. You'd never seen him out in those woods near your grandparents' house before, had you?
No, sir. We didn't associate outside of the classes or school.
So how did he find his way to your grandfather's house?
I'm not sure.
Did you lead or did he lead?
I was in front of him walking.
Okay. Did he tell you where to go or did you know where to go?
He told me where to go.
He told you where to go. Okay. And so then he follows you to the grandfather's house, but you weren't leading the way. He was telling you where to go.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then when you get to the grandfather's house, what happens? Hair get longer?
Yes, sir.
Trying to change your appearance again?
No, sir. It's hunting and stuff, bow hunting. It's cold.
Okay.
Okay. Now, we're going to go over to Northwest Arkansas homepage.com. It's KNWA Fox 24 News. They're going to have another incident about one of these young men.
Making headlines today, a Missouri man who was 11 years old when he and a teenager fatally shot 4 students and a teacher at an Arkansas middle school. more than 20 years ago has died. 33-year-old Drew Grant died in a head-on crash with another vehicle on northeastern Arkansas Highway Saturday night. Grant legally changed his name from Andrew Golden and had been living in Jackson, Missouri. The driver of the other vehicle was also killed, and 3 other people were injured. Golden and Mitchell Johnson, who were 11 and 13 years old at the time, set off a fire alarm on March 24th, 1998, and shot at people as they evacuated from Westside Middle School in Jonesboro. Golden and Johnson were tried as juveniles and were expected to remain in custody until the age of 21. Johnson, though, was released in 2005, and Golden was released in 2007.
Okay, I don't know why they were
Making
released
headlines
early.
today.
This is going to be one of the survivors talking about what happened. This is, sorry, KARK4 News. It's the Peacock, so I'm going to say ABC, NBC. I don't remember. But anyway, it's the Peacock. Okay. On March 24th, 1998, Heather Brand started her day at Westside Middle School in Jonesboro, Arkansas as an ordinary Tuesday.
One big thing that stands out is it was my 12th birthday. So, of course, I remember that. I remember we were actually, myself and a group of friends, probably about, I don't know, 5 to 10 of us, probably closer to 12, because we were a super close group. We're going to the movies by ourselves for the first time that night. So our parents were actually going to drop us off. We were going to go to the movies, and it was a school night, so it was huge. I remember going in Miss Shannon Wright's class. She was really close with another family member of mine. And I remember her telling me she was going to paddle me because it was my birthday. And she gave me a really sweet card, a birthday card. And I remember class being kind of wild. I remember her taking attendance, and I remember the fire alarm going off. Shortly after that, I remember one of my friends, Jamie, saying that there's not a fire, it wasn't a fire alarm. Andrew pulled the fire alarm. I saw him, he pulled the fire alarm, he went out the back door. And so Miss Wright was like, well, okay, well, we still have to, line up and go through protocol, like that's what we have to do. And so we did, and of course we were shuffling our feet and weren't really, we knew we knew that we were just going outside for no reason. You could tell the teachers were kind of like, well, what do we do? If a kid pulls the alarm and it's really not a fire, what do we do? But teachers being teachers, and sometimes we're a creature of habit, we just did what we were supposed to do. I remember hearing noises that sounded kind of like firecrackers, but it also sounded like noises that we had heard before because of the construction of the school. It kind of sounded like, if you drop a plywood board or like a 2x4 on top of another 2x4, that's in my mind. I remember thinking, well, that's what that is. And then it wasn't until then, you heard screams and then you see people running, and I don't ever really recall looking out and seeing it. Just looked like a blur. Like it just looked like chaos. Like everyone was just running, and it was like, well, this is a fire, this is a fire alarm. Why are we running? And then I was walking out, and when you walk out kind of under the awning, the trash can to the left of us, and it was myself and a friend, and then another friend, a 7th grader, who actually got shot. She must have been a step out of the awning more so than we were. When we saw her fall, that's when we realized this is something else. Myself and my friend that was right beside
13-year-old Mitchell Johnson and 11-year-old Andrew Golden unalived 4 students, a teacher, and injured 10 others that day.
beside me, turned and ran back in. Well, when the doors shut, they lock from the outside. in. And another teacher was saying, just run to the bathroom, which was a pretty good ways down the hall. It seemed like then, you know, it probably isn't really, but we ran down the hall into the bathroom. Another teacher saw that the student had been shot, and she actually was able to open the doors and pull her inside. I remember going to the bathroom. I remember sitting in the stall. It was just myself and the friend that was still with me. And that teacher and maybe one other person, and I can't recall who the other person was. And we just sat there huddled up. For the life of me, I don't know why, but I remember picturing like someone, not a kid, an adult with a gun, like coming down the hall, and what would we do in that moment? It seemed like it just all went by so fast. Someone was coming in and telling us to go to the gym. In order to do that, you have to walk out of the hall. You actually have to walk outside. The gym wasn't attached. You have to walk outside to get to the gym. So when we walked outside and we saw, by this time, ambulances and stretchers and other teachers, you know, kind of hovering over, they told us, don't look, keep your head down, just keep your head straight down and go to the gym. They had us all holding on to one another and walking in the gym. And then when I walked in the gym, it was like the same chaos that I saw when I looked out the door. No one knew what to do. Everybody was just kind of in the gym. Shortly after that, I remember our teacher just telling us, just get in a circle and pray. Just hold hands and pray. After that, I don't really remember anything.
Brad still lives in the area. She taught in the same district the bang bang took place until recently.
Jonesboro became united after that day, I think. It reminds me a lot of after the U.S. became after, how the U.S. became after 9/11. Jonesboro kind of became that day. We put a Band-Aid kind of on this big wound that we had, and the students, we weren't the only ones who suffered that day. I mean, the entire community did. The entire town did. It's kind of like, I remember exactly where I was whenever I heard about 9/11. I'm sure everybody that was in our community remembers exactly what they were doing at the time that they heard about the Westside shooting, because it wasn't supposed to happen to us. Like, it's Jonesboro. This doesn't happen here.
Fran says hearing about school bang bangs still affect her, including the Parkland, Florida bang bang in 2018. I'm sure Columbine probably really messed her up, because that was only a year later.
It's kind of like when you have a scab and you kind of pick at it a little bit. It's like that. Every single time you just kind of pick at that scab a little bit more. And I feel the same. I don't feel like I felt that day on March the 24th, 1998. I feel sorry, like I feel for those people, for the students and for the community that's going through that.
She understands what they're going through.
I feel sick, like it's physically ill every single time. I feel like a new wound gets open every single time. I recall what happened to me every single time. And then I just want to just extend my arms and just hug those people so bad every single time. For someone who's gone through this, that eventually it will be kind of a faint memory. But it's really not, because every single day when I drop my kids off, I think about, what if? Every single day. Now schools are becoming so much more proactive. And so my children have talked to me about this, because they say, well, Mom, we had, active shooter training today. Or, my 5-year-old will say, well, when the big bad wolf comes, we're supposed to do this. and she's in kindergarten. So because they have become so proactive with it, I feel very confident in sending my children to school, that they're safe. Struggled because I've been, I told you I've been with my girls every day. I've walked them to class every single day, my 8-year-old, since she's been 3 years old. Preschool for 2 years, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, walked her to class every day. This year, not being a teacher in a district, I can't walk my kid to class every day because the doors are locked. You drop them off, you let the teachers take them. So as a mom, I hate it. As a teacher, I completely get it. I understand. But I feel confident that my children are safe. But, I also felt safe too. So I know that I'm not naive in the fact that it can't happen, because now I know that it can. I just pray to God every day that it doesn't. My 8-year-old, her name is Natalie.
Okay, so in the Jonesboro situation, now a lot of the schools, you see, they have metal detectors that the students have to go through when they go inside the building. And even if they would have had metal detectors at Jonesboro at that time, it wouldn't have helped, because these boys never took a piece of metal into the building. The one child went in, pulled the fire alarm, and left back out the building. They didn't carry anything into the building to alert anybody in the building that anything was going to happen. So the metal detectors would not have helped in this situation. Now here's the last minute and 53 seconds, and it's a news from 4029 News out of Jonesboro, where one of the shooters is on trial again. Boy, the clarity of, we didn't back then, that was really clear TV. It's, look how much difference it is there between me right here and this right here, how different it is. I mean, and that was normal for us to see it like that.
Jonesboro school shooting was in federal court today as prosecutors try to put Mitchell Johnson back behind bars.
Melissa Kelly joins us live now with our big story at 5 o'clock. Melissa, Johnson was 13 when he was involved in that school shooting where 5 people were killed.
He was convicted, served time, and when he was released, when he turned 21, he was released with a clean record. Today, Mitchell Johnson was here in Fayetteville in federal court for a jury trial over one charge. On New Year's Day 2007, Mitchell Johnson and his roommate Justin Trammell were pulled over for a driving violation. Inside the van, police say they found a loaded pistol belonging to Johnson and 21 grams of pot in Johnson's pocket. A misdemeanor arrest is now a federal jury trial. Government prosecutors are trying to prove Mitchell Johnson used or was addicted to a controlled substance while he was in possession of a firearm. A conviction on this charge could send Johnson back to prison for 10 years. Now today, during opening statements, U.S. attorneys told the jurors that during this trial, they would hear from Mitchell Johnson's friends who say at the time of the arrest, he was a heavy marijuana user. We did not hear from any of those friends today. Today, it was mostly police officers, Washington County deputies who made that traffic stop on live in Fayetteville.
Obviously, we've had a little trouble. We lost Melissa. She was saying at the very end there that traffic stop was
a year ago.
About a year ago, yes.
Right, and those deputies spent the afternoon. They were the only people who jurors heard from today, those deputies who made that arrest 1 year ago. When Mitchell Johnson was arrested, by the way, he was living with another man. His name is Justin Trammell. He also served time as a teenager. Justin Trammell was convicted of murdering his own father with a crossbow.
I remember that incident too. So they didn't tell us what the results of that trial was, because there wasn't a next hearing or sentencing. It wasn't like it is today, where they follow a jury trial all the way day after day after day, and you see what's happening. Back then, you just heard about it later after the fact on the 6 o'clock or 10 o'clock or 12 o'clock news. So, I thank you for sitting here during this very long, I hope you feel informative incident about a day that affected my family, because I had just recently gotten custody of my oldest son, and I don't remember. Amanda Panda, were you living with me at the time? I think you were only 10 or 11 at the time. You didn't come to me till you were 12. I don't know. You might have been there. It might have been right after you got there or right before you got there. But yeah, that was. I'm thankful my children weren't in that school. But so trust me, my kids were good kids, but they did things that some parents would have just been totally. I know I blew up over some things that I probably shouldn't have blown up over, because I overreacted a lot back then. Nah, not me. Anyway, thank y'all for being here. I will not be here tomorrow. I'm going to Hutchinson again. I'm on unless needed other time, I'm on a once a month, have to go to Hutchinson for a work thing. Unless I'm needed another time. But so anyway, I told you what the doctor said about my shoulder, and they're going to get me an ortho doctor. Henry is in a boot now. She's out of her cast, and she's able to walk with a walker. She can't put full weight on her right leg yet, but she can kind of walk on her right leg a little bit. Then she walks very slow. And she doesn't like having to walk that slow, but at least she's able to go from point A to point B without being on a knee scooter. So she's getting along very well. And today she had her first chemo since this all happened. So we're hoping that providing her doctor let her do it. They had scheduled for her to have the chemo. Trying to get this mosquito, but I haven't gotten it yet. So she was supposed to have her chemo, and I'll know tomorrow, because when she goes in for her chemo on Tuesdays, then she gets a pump that she calls Humphrey's that she has to carry until Thursday when she gets Humphrey removed. It's a time released pump thing. So, okay. So anyway, do something nice for someone, even if it's be the reason they smile. I will see you on Thursday and Search for Crime. Thank you for being here.